Hello, welcome to SwitchedOn. Paul speaking, and welcome to another look at a new game that's coming out on the Nintendo Switch. This one is out today, the 1st of February 2021, and this is Cultist Simulator, Bring the Dawn. This finally comes to the Nintendo Switch. It's been out on PC and came out on iOS as well, so it finally comes to consoles. Not sure if it's on the PlayStation or Xbox, but here it is on the Switch. Before we start and sort of have a little playthrough of this one, just have a quick look around the main title screen here. Because if you press X, you see in the top corner it says Other Lives, and you'll see here that there are 3 options. These are 3 DLCs that have been previously released on the game, and they come bundled in with the Nintendo Switch version, which by the way is $20, £18. And there's a new DLC here available to buy. This is called the Exile. I think this is a new DLC across all platforms, so it comes sort of day on day with the Nintendo Switch version, but that is a chargeable DLC. But 3 DLCs there included in the package. We'll have a quick look at the options. There's not too much to see here. Change the sound volumes, change the auto-save interval, which is quite important. You'll see why in a high contrast mode, and some controls. While we're on the controls, it should be said there's 3 different control options. You've got a cursor that you can enable, that you can move around with the left stick. There are just hotkeys, so you just sort of highlight areas and press a button, or you can use the touch screen. There's pros and cons to each. I will get to those in a second, but let's dive into a game and we'll talk about what Cultist Simulator is all about. So at the start of your game here, you can choose one of the lives, or they call them here legacies. Kind of a little bit of a backstory, gives you a little bit of a different start. So you can be a detective, and you see there are 3 cards that the detective gets: the reason, health, and the inspector's position. You always start with a job or something you can work on. You can be a bright young thing, so you get health and a card called this and that. And then you can be a priest. You get some funds, you get passion, and an appointment to the quiet parish, or to a quiet parish. To be honest, I've played the detective a few times, so let's have a look at one of these other things. A bright young thing or a priest. Let's go for the bright young thing, because it only starts with 2 cards, which is quite interesting. Now, this is a roguelike sort of game, and a few little things to make note of at the start here. One, it doesn't come with any tutorial whatsoever, so you basically have literally no idea what you're doing when you start the game. There's really nothing highlighted. I will show you where the game hints at different things, but generally you have no idea how to play this game at all. YouTube is going to be your friend there to look up some really useful sort of playthroughs and hints and tips videos, as I've had to do over the years to get into this one, and I still don't fully understand it. But this is the Nintendo Switch view. I will say right off the bat that I prefer playing this on PC, because you can kind of drag cards around, you can hover over cards to get tooltips. All of that is quite difficult on the Nintendo Switch version. Tap down on the D-pad, so it enables this cursor so you can hover over things a bit like you would do on the PC. And we've already picked a card. Let's undo that while we're looking at this. You can press X on any item to bring up more information. So the bottom right hand corner there tells you what the card is. So this one is health. It says this is my body. There are other bodies, but this one is mine, and my mind needs it as a fungus needs soil. And it says with enough vitality you can gain more health. So these are the things you need to be looking out for. These little square, these little bits of text in square brackets, because they will give you a little hint. So here, with enough vitality you can gain more health. So it's telling you there, if you can get vitality somehow, you can increase your health. These little things down here are called aspects of the card, and they are the kind of properties of the card. So this one has got the aspect of ability, so brain or heart or hand or eye. Most of us are born with them. It's got the aspect of heart. The heart relentless beats. The heart relentless beats to protect the skin of the world we understand, and the heart is the principle that continues and preserves. And then aspects of ingredients. So it can be used as an ingredient when you end up combining cards. So we're going to play some cards in a second, but basically this is, as you may guess from the title, a simulation of building a cult. You start off as a sort of very lonely and sad individual, and you have to use these cards to kind of go out and explore the world, work jobs, talk to people, gain their trust, learn, travel around town and learn what's going on, pick up lore, learn spells. There's lots and lots to this game as you grow with it. I would say it's more like a point and click adventure. You'll see why in a little while. There's a lot of reading, and as I say, not a lot of instruction. So a lot of it's trial and error, using common sense, reading a lot of the cards and trying to figure out what's going on. So this is the main board. As I say, we start here with 2 cards. We've got health and this and that, which let's have a look at this one because I've not seen this card before. It says this and that. One dabbles with writing and one dabbles with painting, but one lives above all in the certainty of one's allowance. So these have got aspects of sheer good fortune and a job. So you can use that as a job. So let's have a look at some of the controls. As I said, you press down on the D-pad and you get this arrow that you can use. You'd also see around the game screen these little hints. So here, like left and right on the D-pad, will take you through these filters. You've got the L button up here to pause, which is really important. The R button to play, and if you press the R button again, it will go into a fast forward, so speed up time. Up here, we'll get rid of the information area, just show you your board. Up here, you've got minus button to bring up your options, and you can save at any time and save and exit. And you press down on D-pad again, and you get this like highlight mode, so you can highlight the cards. And you can just move around the game screen, basically highlighting different things. But one thing you can't do is get up to the top of the screen and change your name, which is a bit odd. But you can do it if you're using touchscreen, or if you're using the pointer version here. You can get up there and change your name if you want to. You don't have to. So let's try and play a card. So this game, that if you haven't figured out from the music and the sort of atmosphere of it, it's quite Lovecraftian. So if you like Lovecraft games and that sort of theme, you're gonna appreciate some of the stuff in here. So basically, we start with these 2 cards, but the main way you play the cards, and this is why I think it's like a point and click adventure, is down the bottom here. You'll have a series of verbs that you can use. At the moment, we've only got one, and that is the work verb. And you get this information panel pop up on the side here, and it will show you what cards you can drop in. At the moment, we need to drop a work card in, and as these verbs get more complicated, and as the tasks get more complicated, you'll need to drop more than one card in now. But at the moment, we just need to drop one card, and we're going to drop the this and that card in, and you can see it pops in now. And you see this changes here. This information changes. It says a golden day of occasional work. Possibly, I'll get something done today. So what we need to do now is to start working on this card. So we press the start button, and you'll basically get a countdown. So this one's going to take 10 seconds to resolve. Once that 10 seconds is up, the action will be over, and you will usually get a different card back in return, or 2 cards back. And then you can use those cards in different actions, and you'll get more verbs. At the moment, we're paused. It's good to pause so you can read, and I'll tell you why you will need to pause, because you haven't got all the time in the world to play. So we're going to press play and run this on. As we say, this is going to take 10 seconds to resolve, and you can speed it up if you tap the R button again. And we're going to pause again here and just have a look at what's happened. So our work has finished, and we've got 4 cards. That's what this little 4 says here. This is what's happened. And you get the result at the top here. It's all going swimmingly, although Papa's health is not improving. And we've unlocked the explore verb, which you can see is here. We also get these 2 cards. So we get 3 funds. So that's what's going to make up the 4 cards, because 3 of them are fund cards. And we get our this and that card back. Now, funds are really important because a verb will pop up soon. It's not really a verb, but one of these boxes will pop up soon called time passes. And that basically is a representation of the day. Each day you will need to pay 1 gold coin to survive. If you don't pay 1 gold coin, it's assumed that you can't pay for food or medicine or basically look after yourself. So once you lose all of your funds, it's pretty much game over and you need to start again. As I say, this is a roguelike, so the more you go into the game, the more you learn about it. So that's why you will get a lot of game overs really quickly, but you'll gradually get further and further as you get used to the game. These funds will just come onto the board, and the time passes verb down here will just automatically take one at the end of the day. I think each day runs for, I think it's 45 seconds. But let's collect these cards anyway. You see they go onto the board. Let's play the time forward, and let's see what's happening here. So this is in Explore. A world of possibilities. Some ripping sorts are introducing me to some ripping sorts of places. So we're out exploring at the moment. What happens at the end of an explore is you'll usually find some treasure or some lore or a book or a new place to explore. Imagine if you go out and explore the town, you'll come back with some shops that you can then explore on your next trip out. That sort of thing. So we're going to run this on as well. Press play again to run this on. And wait for this action to finish. And we'll just pause again there quickly and just see what it says. So, world of possibilities. If I ever have trouble deciding how to spend my money, the good people, all these spots can certainly be of assistance. Oh, the good people at these spots can certainly be of assistance, sorry. So we collected the, what is that? The Akesis Club? Let's collect them, see if we can see them, what they are. Let's read them. Ecdysis Club, a cabaret with a cult reputation. And this has got the aspect of moth. These are different sorts of sort of lore, I think, different sorts of cults. It's got an aspect of a location, which means it can be explored. Aspect of heart. And an aspect of growl. And the other card we got back was... oh, you didn't want to do that. Oriflame's Auction House. Oriflame specialises in curios, perfumes, taxidermy, specimens and rare texts. It operates from cramped new premises, now since the destruction of the old by an unexplained fire. And it says here, a little bit of help. You can buy or sell items at Oriflames. So you can go and explore that, spend some money. Let's put this into Explore. So you can see here, we in this Explore action, we're going to go to Oriflames. And you can also add a card to sell something here. It says, there's a bit of text here, and it says in the help bit, hit start to see what's on offer or add an item that you'd like to sell. So if we just explored that location now, we'd get back a list of actions, a list of items that we could sell. So in the work, let's see if we can work our health. This is unskilled labour, back-breaking work for meagre pay. Is this the best I can do? We're going to run that. I'm going to press play, and he will go off and work a day and hopefully get some funds. In the meantime, let's explore. Let's just go to Oriflames and see what's available to buy. This one's a quick action, only takes 5 seconds to run that. Actually, let's pause it here and see what we've got. So, bid in an auction. A crowd of pinched faces, glinting eyes. Who will bid? The item at the auction is visible on the right. It will be gone forever if the auction is lost. So, I think this is the item on offer. On the white, Solomon Husher writes, perhaps allegorically of winter and its long, slow doomed romance with the sun. The epigraph is sunset at noon. So this is auctionable. It might be able to auction this, although value at auction is always uncertain. And it's a text, so it's a book. So we can bid. We can grab one of these funds. Let's just try and bid 1 coin. And continue the game, see what happens. Just going to kick into fast forward. And we just pause that there. And we won it. We won the auction. So there you go. So we click that. Which is cool. And we're just going to run this work action here that we've got. We'll just quickly pause that again. So our health, we've now become fatigued because we did a day's manual labour. But we get some vitality. And we get a new card. We get some funds. So if we have a look at vitality, Exercise or something rarer has invigorated me. Use with another vitality to improve your abilities. It only lasts 3 minutes if unused. So I believe you can combine 2 vitality cards to get another health, I think. But you can kind of see now how these cards are starting to work together, how we're collecting more cards and how the verbs work. We've got a new verb here. This is the time passes one that I spoke about. So it looks like it's a minute each day. So time, the sundial shadow passes. I must have funds to live or I will become ill. And you can see here, this magnet means that it will automatically collect the right sort of card. So it will automatically grab any funds that are available. And as I say, if we run out of funds, it will take a health card. If we've got no health cards left, it will be game over. Which at the moment we haven't got any health cards, so we'll probably get a game over here. But I mean, generally these games can last hours. You know, if you get the right combination of items and you know what you're doing in the game. One other thing that's quite useful, as you can see here, as you start to collect cards, you're going to get a massive collection of cards eventually, and multiples of them. So you've got this really handy filtering system at the top of the screen using the left and right on the D-pad. So at the moment you can see all the cards, and if we go right you can see which ones are eligible. So if I come down here to here down to explore, and while we're on the eligible tab, it will only show us cards that we can use with explore. So that's really useful. On the PC version, when you hover over one of the verbs, it will glow the cards that you can use. So this is kind of replacing that facility or feature on the PC just by filtering out the cards. So we've got mundane cards that reference the occult, cards that reference people, and then just other cards there. So there you go. There is, if we just go into need help under the minus button, the game never used to come with a manual at all. As I say, it was very much you just had to decide, figure it out for yourself what you were doing. And there was a lot of social media stuff. You would ask people how to do stuff on Reddit or stuff like that. So that still exists, but now they have added in this manual, so you can get it doesn't walk you through exactly what to do, but it's a really nice feature, lovely artwork. It's really beautiful, but it gives you lots and lots of hints about how to play the game, which is really useful. So I quite like that, and it's definitely worth a read if you're not sure what this game's all about. But I think I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully you have seen enough of this one to get the idea of it. So you've got very much a Lovecraftian theme. You're reading a lot of story and lore and all that kind of stuff about characters to try and build up your cult. You found a cult. You will get people to join your cult. You will go out on missions. You will find yourself in situations that you'll need to work to get out of, like being arrested or being attacked, all that kind of stuff. And once you build up all your verbs, you'll be using all your cards to work those verbs, or to use those verbs. You'll get like a talk verb, so you will use the talk verb and drop a person card into it to talk to them. And then at the end of that, you might find out some new information or a new location, which gets added to your board. Then you can explore that location, and so on and so on. You can see how all of these systems work together. As I say, it's a really unique game. It's probably not going to be for everyone. You're really going to need to enjoy reading. You're going to need to enjoy atmospheric games, text adventures maybe from back in the day. Point and click adventures, as I say, it reminds me of very much. But it's a very unique game. There's nothing quite like it on the Switch. And it's definitely one that I would recommend if you fancy something a little bit different. If you get frustrated at games or you really need stuff spelling out for you, then I would maybe look up some older reviews on the PC possibly, or some walkthrough videos, because they will give you a good idea of what to do. And if you think you can still cope with it, then by all means go ahead and get it. But as I say, this is out today. Should be dropping on the store sometime today, Monday the 1st of February. And I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please give me a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe if you're new, and leave me a comment below if you played this before, or if you're going to be taking a dabble today. Love to hear from you. But until then, I will speak to you all next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you again soon. Bye bye.